Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's over. Oh, look at that. I didn't even realize it was the XP weekend. That's not what I'm referring to, by the way. Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, it's over. It was a good run. But the Selección Mexicano, la Selección de Mexico, Mexico is out of the FIFA. Yeah, I mean, all right, let's get the elephant out of the room here, right? Let's address the effluent. Mexico was never really gonna make it, but it would have been nice to, keep on dreaming and keep on assuming that Mexico was at least gonna make a much bigger impact than they did today. Now, don't get me wrong, Mexico played pretty well against some, well, not tough opponents that have definitely, would probably have given Mexico some problems in the past. Specifically Ecuador, who absolutely manhandled this poor Selección a handful of years back. But nonetheless, I'm as upsetting as it's not even really disappointment. Oh, well, actually, we'll kind of get to that in a bit. But as upsetting as it is, it was expected, man. You're not gonna do good against England the way that you're playing, and you might be wondering, well, how are they playing? Especially if you don't really catch up with soccer. It's America. I get it. They're not really big soccer people, but I mean, look, guy, you have freaking, it's mostly in the second half, you're running the exact same kind of play over and over and over and over again, where you're kicking the ball to freaking Piojo Alvarado, you're kicking it back to the freaking center, whoever's playing in the freaking middle of the field, and then you're kicking it over to freaking I'm pretty sure it was Gallardo. You're kicking the ball to the same three people, hoping for different results, and that, if you don't know, is the definition of insanity. You're literally for the last 30-40 minutes of the game, literally this entire second half, mostly the entire second half, this Selección was pretty much doing the exact same thing. And while it kind of barely worked in the first half, yeah, not so much in the second. Especially once they pulled out Quiñones and freaking pretty much just reset everything by replacing the players. Yeah, it wasn't really going to work out again. You can't continuously do that against a team like England. Now, sure, there was a red card. They only got 10 people. Surely you have to do something when there's only 10 people freaking playing on the field, right? Wrong again, especially when you're doing the exact same thing every time you maintain possession. Editing me here, I forgot to add that they also removed Kane and they threw in Spence. And if you know, as a Spurs fan, Spence is not really the best. He's pretty decent when it comes to defense, but he's not the best. He's not the best for doing anything else. So yeah, even more embarrassment. Yeah, there was absolutely nothing going on. Now, I am a Chivas fan. I understand, hey, this worked when you have majority, especially when you have majority Chivas players. Obviously, this is going to work. Oh, my lord. But, yeah, it's not going to work with freaking, against freaking absolute juggernauts of national teams that are, a team like England. It's not going to work out, bro. I'm sorry, but it just can't. Again, I really would have wished that all these players that came from freaking the Chivas would have made it worked out, but I mean, you're not even playing freaking someone like Hormiga, who I get it, you're trying to get freaking, you don't want to play him. He's not experienced. You have a freaking prodigy that is Gilberto Mora. You have he's good, but unfortunately, like he said, he's young. He's a prodigy. He's got to learn. He's not gonna get it unless he freaking learns. Honestly, the best case scenario right now with everything is literally for, and now I know a majority of them are Chivas players, literally sell them all to European teams. Let them go to Europe, let them learn, let them get the experience, let them bulk up. They're all Mexican, so they're not going to freaking grow. Let them at least bulk up, because poor freaking Gilberto Mora was getting absolutely manhandled out there, that poor soul. So let them do something out there. Let them gain the experience, and then literally just let the entire team get one piece. Let everybody figure out what they have to do. And then come back in around 2 years' time, and bam! We're ready for freaking We're ready for the time skip. We're ready to freaking take on the world again in about 4 years' time. Now, I know the Olympics are back in 2028 here in the United States, so, you know, if anything, you can let them do that. Let them 2Y 3D their way over here. Let them figure something out. The point is this is a young Mexican team. Of course, you got the freaking unks, like, as the kids say, like freaking Ochoa trying to teach Rangel how to do things. You still have the other freaking goalies. It's a very, very young type of team. They need to figure out what they're capable of doing. And Rangel, by the way, was doing absolutely fantastic with every other game. It's just he kind of got crossed up a bit here. And obviously that's not going to really, you know, you're not going to do very well if you were barely surviving against freaking, you know, other teams against England. You're just not going to do well. The only good thing you can really do, honestly, for the betterment of the team, is just let them all go to freaking Europe. Literally, it doesn't matter what league it is, let them figure something out over there. Because if you don't, you are honestly screwed. Now, like I said, I'm a Chivas fan. A lot of the players, well, not a lot of them, but a nice handful of players came from the Chivas. Are we going to suck next year? Of course. But at this rate, it's honestly for the freaking betterment of the team. Oh, okay, what is this? It genuinely is all for the betterment of the team, and on it, I don't care. If the Chivas suck, let it happen. If you mean to tell me that in 2 years' time, Mexico is going to come out to get at least silver or bronze in the freaking the U.S. Olympics, let it freaking happen. If you mean to tell me we can make a run to at least the semifinals in about 4 years' time, let it happen. Because, bro, the curse lives on. As painful as it is to say, Mexico once again has not made it past the freaking round of 16. But am I mad? Am I mad? No. Disappointed a little, because you kept running the exact same thing, hoping for different results. You were literally insane. And that's only so forgivable. I think there's Brits outside my apartment because they are absolutely lighting it up with their music, but who cares, honestly. Yeah, that's honestly all I got. It was nice to see everyone pop off. Julian Quinones absolutely freaking popped off. It was very nice to see that. He is definitely probably the brightest spot in all of the FIFA for the Selección Nacional, but you know, it would have been nice to see everyone else pop off too. I know Piojo had some hissy fits for getting taken out, but honestly, he was just kind of regressing the entire time. Wasn't really playing up to his strengths. Tried to play hero one too many times, which is not what he's supposed to be doing. But you know, it's all in all, I'm honestly satisfied. I'm honestly satisfied with everything. We didn't get absolutely murked like we did a while back. We've improved. But again, this team wants progress. Send them to Europe. Let them pop off there. Let them learn there. Let them get all the experience. Come back in about 2 to 4 years' time. I can see this team making a great run. The U.S. is a whole other conversation. But right now, I'm dealing with Mexico. That's about it. Our video is going to be weird because I talked about this, even though I said last time in a freaking Pokemon video I was going to talk about this. I don't know. Who cares? All I know is we got the U.S. That's the way we like it. We like it, and we love it.